I think what's crazy about consciousness and truth is that it's eternal. What does it really mean to have no beginning and end? What does it really mean to be infinite? What does it really mean to be omnipotent, to be omniscient? What does it really mean to be absolute? If God really is omniscient, all knowing, and if God is everything, all encompassing, and eternal, with no beginning or end, that means that God has always been here, and God will always be here. If you've ever contemplated about dreams, you'll realize that you never know how the dream started. You'll remember things that happened, and no matter how outlandish those things are, they seem normal to you in that moment. Once you've awoken from a dream, it becomes obvious it was just a dream. But dreams always seem real when you're in them. And though you can remember a sequence of events, when you're in the dream, it feels like you've always been there. It doesn't feel like the dream just started. You don't remember falling asleep, and now the dream is beginning and the story is starting now, and this is the first act, and then this is the second act, and this is the third act. No, you are just in the moment, reacting to whatever is already occurring. Similarly, in what we call life, when we're awake, we can't remember being born. Society tells us we were born, and that's when our consciousness arose. You can't remember being born. It's like you've always been here. And not necessarily here, as in on earth, but here, as in here and now. As in existing, as in being. What's so radical about God is that it has infinite potential to experience anything, to go anywhere, yet at the same time, simultaneously, it has nowhere to go. If God is everywhere, God has nowhere to go. There's no direction for God. There's no progression. Even if it is moving, it's in constant flux. It's never stagnant. Yet still, no matter how much it goes, it remains in the same place. It's like a infinite treadmill, cosmic treadmill. And no matter how much variety and complexity there is, no matter what infinitely complex phenomena occurs on the screen of consciousness, it's always the same screen, the same truth. When I was young, I used to look at the night sky, into space, at the stars, and I used to think, how could it possibly be that space stretches out forever? That there's absolutely no edge, it just keeps on going on forever. And then I contemplated the opposite, that there was an edge. And it was clear to me that both are completely impossible. There's no way that reality expands forever, and there's no way that there is an edge and that it's finite. But to the mind, it seems like it has to be one or the other. But both seemed equally as impossible as the other. I used to look around when I was in college at the age of 16, 17, and I was studying philosophy. And I looked around at the world and I saw that there's absolutely no way that God exists. How could a God exist? It doesn't make sense for a God to exist. How could a God exist? Simultaneously, I saw the order, the precision, the congruence, the balance of life and reality. And I saw it's impossible for this to be a mistake or to be a coincidence. So I saw that both, there's no way that reality could be this ordered, this balanced, this precise without divine intervention. Yet at the same time, I saw that there's no way that there can be a God. So which is it? Is there a God which is creating this, which is managing this and giving it the order? Or isn't there? The mind wants an answer. The mind wants it to be one or the other. Reality is infinitely profound, yet at the same time it's completely mundane. I call daily life mundane reality. Loops of similar actions, similar occurrences. Though there is a flux and no day is the same as the last, there are similarities. Reality does not repeat, but it rhymes. I remember in 2020, during the COVID lockdown, on a particular day I was tripping on LSD. I didn't sleep that night. Couldn't sleep. I stayed awake the whole night. And I was lying in bed. And that's when I realized why we sleep, why sleep is necessary to remain sane. If we never slept, if we never died, we would be completely aware of the eternity of this moment, how this moment has never begun and it will never end. And you would not be able to maintain your sanity like that. You need to be able to sleep. You need moments of oblivion and able to forget. Sleep gives us the illusion of non-continuity. It feels like each day is separate from the last. It feels like each day is unique. It feels like there are days. But if you never slept, you would realize it's just one unending moment. This very moment is the exact same moment you were born. Is the exact same moment you will die. Many use this life to pursue knowledge, to pursue understanding of reality, as if reality could be understood or known. We are conscious of reality, yet we can never know it. To know a thing is to know it for certain. But the only thing that is certain is the past. The present and the future remain uncertain. In fact, even the past is uncertain. How do you know you can trust your memory? How can you verify? If your memory is all you have to go off, how can you verify whether that memory is accurate or whether the past even happened? You can't. You can't even know if other people exist. The only thing you can be certain of is your own selfhood. The one realization of the one truth that I am myself. I am myself. The truth is true. That's one thing that you could say you can know for certain. But in fact, that's not even something that's known. That is just something that is realized as an absolute, in the sense that it could not be any other way. It's not that see, Because even to know something for certain, it almost implies that that thing that you know could perhaps be another way. For example, if I say that you know that the truth is true, it implies that perhaps the truth isn't true. Perhaps you could know that the truth isn't true, but no. This is why the truth being true isn't even knowledge, because there's no alternative. The truth could only ever be true. What else could the truth be? You could only ever be yourself. Doesn't matter what the conditions are. Doesn't matter what the qualities are. Whether you're in a human body or you have no body. Whether you're alive or dead or this or that. Or you reincarnate as a bat or as an alien in the 12th dimension. Of course you would still be yourself. What else could you be? How could you be anyone else other than yourself? How could you be anything other than yourself? If you aren't yourself, then you're not yourself. If you aren't you, then you're not you. If you aren't yourself, then you aren't at all. If the truth isn't true, then there is no truth, which would be the truth. And if the truth isn't true, and that's the truth, then that's the truth being true. That is true. See? You can't undermine it. It's absolute. It's all-encompassing. Sometimes when I make these videos, and when I'm not trying to speak about petty human things, and I speak only about the truth like I am right now, it puts me in a particular state of consciousness, which is hard to describe. My consciousness feels crystalline, light density. Can't be grasped. You can think of the analogy of ice, water, and vapor, where the physical world is ice. You could think of your thoughts and your emotions as water, but the consciousness is vapor. It's so light density that it cannot be grasped, cannot be described. It's ineffable, yet its truth is undeniable. Its presence is undeniable. Sometimes we like to ask ourselves, why are we here? Why am I alive? It presupposes that you need a reason to be alive. It presupposes that you could be anything other than alive, that you could be anywhere other than here? What if there's no choice in the matter? What if that is what it means to be absolute? People seek freedom. What is freedom? The freedom to choose. But to have freedom, to have choice, there needs to be two options. But what if there's only one option? Is freedom possible then? And what are you trying to be free of? If truth is all there is, can you be free of truth? No. But you can be free of fantasy, but never of truth. Truth liberates you from falsehood, but at the same time it binds you to the only thing that there is. If something is absolute, if it is inevitable, how could you possibly escape that? And it brings up the question, should we even try to escape it? Or is that where infinite love comes in, unconditional love, where we must increase our capacity to embrace the truth, no matter whether the truth is what we want it to be or not? I don't know.